Hi everyone, Michael Cavacini here for revisiting Saw 4. If you have not watched my other videos, go do it now. We're going to be revisiting every single Saw movie. So I did Saw 1, 2, 3, now we're doing 4. So let's talk about this movie. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and visit my website, michaelcavacini.com. If you do not own a copy of Saw 4, click down below so you can buy a copy. And let's dive in here. So Saw 3 is the greatest sequel in the Saw franchise and one of the most inspired and well-executed horror films I've ever seen. Just 1 year later, in 2007, Saw 4 was unleashed upon the world, and it had big shoes to fill. Once again, Darren Bousman was the director. However, there was a new writing team on board, and they were faced with the massive challenge of continuing and expanding on the intricately woven stories of the original Saw trilogy, which felt like a collective unit. Did the team succeed in making a worthy successor in Saw 4? Let's dive in, but I must warn you, what I'm about to share with you are spoiler-filled thoughts. At the end of Saw 3, John Jigsaw Kramer dies. As a fan, this made me wonder how the filmmakers could possibly carry the series forward. Without the iconic antagonist that Saw's known for, how does that work? Well, they found an ingenious way to accomplish this feat. The movie opens with John Kramer's dead body in a morgue. An autopsy takes place and a tape is discovered in his stomach, which is then played by the returning detective Hoffman. Costas Mandylor is perfect as Hoffman, and I'm thrilled that he was brought back, and in a big way, for this film. He's an underrated actor, and the Hoffman character is probably my second favorite in the series, right behind John Kramer. Just as a quick sidebar, I actually interviewed Costas Mandylor at Monster Mania, and I had the opportunity to meet him. Wonderful guy. Anyway, Saw 3 focuses on the journey of Jeff, a grieving father, while in this film it's all about Officer Daniel Rigg trying to find his missing partner, Detective Eric Matthews, who is the protagonist in Saw 2. As you can see, the movies overlap in a way that is unlike any other horror films out there. It's what makes Saw movies so rewarding for those of us watching all of them and doing so multiple times. I did enjoy Rigg's storyline, but it wasn't nearly as compelling as Jeff's from Saw 3. That said, there were some epic traps in this movie, and the one involving a woman's hair tied up in machinery is brutal to watch. Where this film really shines is in its backstory. Another highlight is the incredible scene transitions, which are brilliant. I especially love the one where Hoffman is leaving a room and it transitions into Rigg taking off his shirt, creating an effect that reminds me of Dracula's cape, which is fitting considering what this movie, or what is revealed about the detective later on. Saw 3 was the first film in the franchise to do a deep dive into the backstory of John Kramer. Saw 4 takes this to a whole new level, including scenes between John Kramer and his wife that clearly had a massive influence on the man he became. There are more layers in Saw 4 than a wedding cake, yet it all works beautifully because of the time and attention to detail and that the new writing team put into their work. There are many big reveals at the end of the movie. Chief among them is Saw 4 and Saw 3 took place at the same time. Like, whew, mind blown. And Hoffman is Jigsaw's accomplice. Jeff from Saw 3 appears at the end of this film as characters from both films intersect at a pivotal moment, making the viewer wonder what the hell's going on. I know I did. Following the reveal of Hoffman as the antagonist, not the protagonist, Saw 4 ends with him listening to the tape found in John Kramer's stomach, making it clear that this autopsy took place after the events in this movie, rather than before them. I enjoyed Saw 4 a great deal, but it's not as good as Saw 3. While Saw 2, 3, and 4 all debuted at the number one film in the U.S., this entry marked the first time in the box office that the box office gross decreased rather than increased when compared to the film that came before it. This trend continued with Saw 5 and was even more pronounced. It's hard to keep an audience coming back year after year, as evidenced by this financial trend. Despite this, Saw 4 provides a wonderfully crafted experience that rewards fans for staying on board for the ride. I highly recommend watching Saw 4, just make sure you've seen the first 3 movies beforehand. They will help you make sense of the narrative of this film, as well as give you a deeper appreciation for the details presented in this one. So yeah, the Saw 4, I mean, what are your thoughts on Saw 4? This is really when the series starts to become quite complicated. And what are your thoughts on Costas Mandylor as Detective Hoffman? I think he's fantastic. But what do you think? Please feel free to share your thoughts down below. Again, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and visit michaelcavacini.com for even more great info. And stay tuned, because next up, we're going to be revisiting Saw 5. Talk to you soon. Bye.